CPI read comes in extra hot today. It came in 0.2 above expectation for year-over-year regular CPI, as well as 1.1 above core CPI. The year-over-year came in 0.2 above in both respects. We've got Jay Powell on the mic at 10 a.m. today. We've got Bostich on the mic at 2 p.m. today. We got the federal budget coming out. If that's bad as well, you better believe today is going to suck. So yeah, expect that CPI is going to be putting a big old wrench in today's price action. It already is. You can see here CleanSpark in the pre-market down 2% after being down 8% yesterday. The warrants got back down into another buy zone for me. We'll talk about that in a second. But let's go look at the Mag 7 real quick. Bitcoin still clinging to $90,000. As long as it's clinging above $90,000 and doesn't actually close beneath it, we're not too concerned yet. Ethereum kind of just holding its base. A lot of the smaller ones though, they're going down big way. Like Sol down 3, Sui down 5%, Bonk down 3, Doge down only 0.5%. Not bad. Doge is pretty hard. Soxel down 4% this morning in pre-market. That sucks. Nvidia down 2%. Let's go look at the Mag 7. Tesla is actually up a bit. Google down 1.13%. Meta down almost 1%. Amazon down over 1%. Apple down 0.5%, Microsoft down 0.85% in the pre-market. I expect this to continue to get worse throughout the day, given that CPI read. That is going to burn. Oh, man. That means rate cuts are even more unlikely at this time, at least as far as the Fed is concerned with their data-dependent stance. This data is bad as far as they are concerned. So they're going to look at this negatively. I'm sure that there will be lots and lots of questions for Jerome Powell today that will tank the market in unexpected ways while he is speaking. So I, for one, will likely not be in any trades while he is talking. I would like to talk about one other play that I brought up yesterday in yesterday's video, SMCI in the pre-market. This thing is up 9% in the pre-market. What did I say yesterday? I got in on this 17% day, right? Or was it more than that? Yeah, that 17% day. And I said, I want to see it pull back down into the 30s, preferably 36, but anywhere in the 30s, I'd be interested. It got back into the 30s yesterday. I went in with some credit spreads. So I did some put credit spreads on SMCI. Basically, I sold and bought puts in order to get a credit. I did a couple of those, got a few $100 off of that. That should print immediately as soon as market opens. In fact, I'm going to try to get done recording this in time to do that right at 6:30 so I can collect it all right away before this falls off, because I really don't want to see this fall off. Anyways, SMCI, they had good, they had okay earnings. It wasn't great. They missed their earnings, but they popped 9%, which means that they had good forward guidance. And that I haven't even looked at it, and I can tell you that they had good forward guidance, because that's the only way you miss earnings and go up 9%. But I do expect that to bleed off. So don't get too excited about it. We will see how this shakes out next week. If we can get above 46.85, we start entering into this zone where we've got room up into the 60s on SMCI. So watch that level there, that 46.85 level there, maybe even just a pinch above that, maybe even wait till like 48 before you're really convinced of it, because once it's above those levels, we've got room up to 60. That's another $13 move. That in options realm is quite a lot of a move. Okay. Oh man, Vistra down, rough. PanW down, App down. Ooh, TEM down. This is another one. This is a Congress play. TEM. Yesterday I was looking at this. Yeah, yesterday this wick with this big wick on top with yesterday, that is a toppy candle. I want to see this thing come all the way back down to baseline. I want to see this thing come all the way back down into the 50s before I'm interested again, or see it show some strength. But the 50s is my target. I want to see it hit. I'd like to see it hit this white line, maybe dip just below 60, like 57, 58, and then carry on its merry way. This is one of those Congress plays. This is one of those Nancy P plays. TEM, they do AI healthcare solutions, but that is a top candle right there. This is a blow off top candle if I've ever seen one, right here on February 11th. There you see that nice long wick. How much percent is that wick? It is a 10+% wick. So what can we expect from that? We can expect 10+% potentially down. Which in this case would only be down to 63, but I think we're going to get closer to a 20% pullback potentially off of this thing. This thing's been going gangbusters for a while. It's time for it to breathe. All right, got 8 more minutes. Let's look at the warrants real quick. So warrants, they came down, they wicked down into my area down here. I actually bought a little bit more, around 55 cents yesterday. This is a nice long wick on bottom, and what we've seen before in the past, when we get nice long wicks on bottom, we get a little bit of a pump before it dumps again. So I wouldn't be surprised to see today down again because the CPI print, but at some point I am expecting it to at least crawl back up to the 80-cent range here. We're getting to a critical zone where we're wanting to see this thing break this trend line, start crawling back up towards that dollar level. I wouldn't be surprised if it tapped this 37-cent range first, though. I would not be surprised. And if it taps 37 cents, I am going to buy more. Why am I going to do that? Because Bitcoin's not over yet. Okay, it's not over yet. We've got tons of states and global governments, including the U.S. government, all looking at getting into Bitcoin. We've got pension funds getting into Bitcoin. It just became legal for central banks to hold it, and a lot of the reasons people are, or it's not really getting piled into as much as you would expect it, is because we didn't get that day one digital currency reserve. But there's a reason for that. The president could do an executive order and make that happen right away. Yes, and that's what a lot of people wanted. But think about it this way. If he did that, the next president could undo it just as easily with an executive order. He wants to get this thing entrenched in law. He wants to go through Congress and the Senate. He wants to make this thing basically unbreakable. Think about it for a second. If you remember the Affordable Care Act, when that came through, lots of Republicans did not like that. That was like, that was Obama's, big thing, right? And he got it done. And he got it done through Congress and the Senate, basically writing it into law, essentially. And then now it's been, Trump tried to eliminate that thing for all 4 years of his first term. He was trying to get rid of that thing. He's still working to get rid of that thing, or at least, diminish it significantly. But the way that Obama went about making that a program made it so entrenched that it is very, very difficult to get rid of. Trump is trying to do the same thing with the digital reserve, digital asset reserve. He's trying to do the same thing. He's trying to make it entrenched. He's trying to make it difficult to get rid of, which takes time. So patience, basically. Patience. I don't think that he's forgotten about it, especially considering that if you look at World Liberty Financial, and we go, is it drop plots or something? Yeah, drops tab. Drops tab. World Liberty Financial Holdings. It's held by, it's backed by Donald Trump, Eric Trump, Donald Trump Jr., and Barron Trump. Okay, it's worth currently $335 million. Currently, it's got 60% in ETH, or $203 million in ETH. Currently, it is down about $63 million. We can see the last time they've done no sales, just buys. January 27th was the last time they bought. They bought $10 million worth of ETH. I don't think they're in it for like 400 million. Yeah, they're in it for about 400-ish million, almost $400 million, almost $500 million basically, that they're in ETH and wrapped Bitcoin and a couple other cryptos for. I don't think they're forgetting about the digital asset reserve. Okay, they're definitely not forgetting about it when they've got this much money tied up into it. So patience, just a little bit of patience. Let's take a look. That's about it. Yeah, warrants got to the buy zone. CleanSpark is getting hit. CPI sucks. It's going to be a bit of a rough one for the remainder of the week, likely. Be on the lookout for Jay Powell, what he says today. Intel's actually up 4%. It was up 6% yesterday. So yeah, this one is actually, Intel is like Boeing. It's the one true, fully made in America semiconductor stock. Much like Boeing is that for the aerospace in terms of making planes. The government is going to bail out Intel because we want that edge of having, a semiconductor wholly done in the United States. They fabricate here, they design here, they do everything here. Intel will be bought. How high will Intel go off of government money? I don't know, but it probably will. At some point, we'll look at this and see it as an island reversal, and it'll end up back in the 30s, maybe even in the 40s at some point in the future. This could be a 100% return. I'm currently not playing it, but I might consider doing it soon. It's going to be a government cash machine, I think, at some point. And we may even find it back up in the 40 range here for Intel. So I would put that on my radar. And once this red cloud flips green, which is the 10 moving average over the 100-day moving average. That's what that represents. Right now it's red, so the 10 is below. When it's green, the 10 is above the 100. Anyways, that's Intel as well. That's getting kind of interesting at this time. Anyways, that's all I've got for you today. Please like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Check out the Trade Cave store, link in the description, as well as the channel bio, and have a profitable day.